Hello everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 4 house building video. Now today I am building a modern house in collaboration with Arthur from Simified. So if you don't know what he does, he makes Sims building videos like I do. So he makes Sims 4 house builds and room builds, and there's some really cool stuff on his channel, so I definitely hope that you go check out his channel after watching this video. So now, since this is a collaboration, I did all the building in this house and Arthur has done all the furnishing. So this video is just the building, so if you want to see the furnishing, part 2 is over on Arthur's channel, so there should hopefully be a link in the description below to check out part 2 and an annotation at the end of the video. So I know what you're thinking, how in the world did I manage to make a just building speed build without furnishing a half hour? Well, you'll see, because this house is quite interesting, and it took me quite a while to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was messing around quite a bit with the look of the house and all that kind of stuff. So you'll see that evolve as we go along. So the house originally was going to be, I don't know how to describe it, but like I wanted it to be really detailed and have like kind of interesting parts to it. So as you can see, we have like all these vertical slits, and there's going to be quite a bit more of them appearing soon. So you can see there's some on the front and some on the back and some on the left side, and yeah, they're just multiplying quite rapidly. So yeah, there's quite a lot of those kind of just vertical slit pieces, and those are just kind of there for detail. And later I realized that there are way too many of them, and I get rid of most of them, but kind of keep some of them in just kind of for that detail. But I think the most, the thing that changes the most on this house is the roof. So I just kind of was all over the place with it, and I had a flat roof, a angled roof, a curved roof, and a combination of all those things, and it was just kind of all over the place. So you'll see the roof changes like the most of anything in this house. Now, right here, I'm putting on the colors, and I go with a kind of dark gray brick, which is kind of like my favorite thing in the game. I don't know, I just love that kind of dark gray brick. And I use some white stucco and also some of that white kind of brick plaster combination thing. I use that a lot on my Let's Build house, and I just love using that. I don't know why. You'll see I put some more of it on later. And right here, I'm putting some roof trim on, which is white at this moment, but I change it all to black by the end, so, you know, of course. Here you can see I'm putting some black and some white, but right now it looks brown, but I do change it all to black, so, yeah, right now it's a combination of brown and white, but, you know, of course that changes. Everything changes pretty much. So, yeah, the roof, there you can see I just got rid of the angled roof, and instead I'm expanding the third floor, although I think I shrink it back down again, so, you know, of course, it doesn't stay this way. And you can see there's quite a lot of half walls as well, which I kind of change up those a bit too, and I have some kind of grass areas on the roof, which looks pretty cool, and you'll see that. So right here, I'm just adding some more of those vertical slit part things. I don't even know what to call them, but you can see I put some more there, which I later get rid of course. And here I'm experimenting with putting roofs on the ground, which I thought would be pretty cool, and I might actually consider doing that in another house later on. But for this house, it looks pretty silly. I don't know what I was thinking, but I ended up getting rid of all the roofs on the ground later, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so this is kind of what happens when I don't know what I want to do, and I'm just kind of all over the place, because, you know, I'm just not sure I want to do, so I just experiment with this and that and all this stuff. So that's why this is quite a long building video, but it's kind of interesting to see my progression and like how the house evolves over time. So I think that's pretty cool. And right here you can see I put this kind of diagonal pathway happening, which I do improve later on, so it's not just kind of like diagonal pieces randomly scattered around the place, or diagonal squares randomly scattered all over the place. I do change that because right now it looks a bit silly, but it looks really cool in the end, so you'll see that. And right here I'm just putting in some white stucco, because I mentioned I was going to do that. And I was going to use green as an accent, but then I realized that was ugly, so I changed it to this brown slash black. I don't even know what color it is really. It's kind of like a really dark brown wood paneling that's like a horizontal wood paneling. It looks really cool. It's from Spa Day, I believe. And yeah, so you'll see that. And right here, I'm messing around with the roof again. I'm like putting a little teeny roof piece in there for some reason. I don't know, that didn't stay. And what am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm just making the kind of stone rectangular bit that you can see goes through the center of the house. I'm making it a bit smaller on the 3rd floor, which, you know, helped improve the look of the house a bit. And, you know, so as you can see right now, the house is really not that great looking. It's just weird. So in the end, it looks really good. So, you know, it just is a lot of evolution happening here. And, you know, it took me a few days to make it because I just kind of had to step back from it for a while too and think about, like, what am I doing? Because this looks crazy. And then I came back to it and it looks quite a bit better. So, yeah, right here, putting a roof on again, but it does not stay that way, obviously. If you saw this thumbnail, you'd know it does not stay that way. And here I'm putting another roof on. Again, that doesn't stay either. Yeah, it didn't really help. Those roofs just did not improve the look of the house at all, so those don't stay. But, you know, yeah, right here I'm just contemplating what I'm doing. And here you can see finally getting rid of all the green and replacing it with the kind of dark wood thing, that wood paneling. And what am I doing here? Oh, I'm getting rid of the half wall. Wasn't that fascinating? I think that does not stay that way, though. I'm pretty certain I put that half wall back. So, yeah. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just all over the place, really. Yeah, so the roof does not stay like that. And, oh, there we go. Just got rid of that half of the 3rd floor. And I'm putting on a roof here. Now, the roof, there is a roof there that looks kind of like that. But, oh, yeah, here we go. Here comes the curve. Yep. I forgot to mention, I did mention the curve, didn't I? Whatever. I don't even remember what I said like 5 minutes ago. But yeah, here's a curve that I thought would look pretty cool, but it didn't look pretty cool. It looked pretty terrible. So, you know, I thought that a curve would be cool. I haven't really done a curved roof since like October last year. So, you know, I haven't done a curved roof in like the longest time. So I thought, you know, it would be cool. Let's do a curved roof. It doesn't look so cool, as you can see. It looks ridiculous. So there it goes. Bye-bye curved roof. And I think it comes back though, but only briefly. Anyway, what are we doing here? Oh, wait, nope, the curved roof is back. Oh yeah, so you can see I did the curve going the other way, which actually wasn't too bad, but it still looked kind of silly, so the curved roof is not, it just does not happen. Yeah, though I do really want to do a curved roof at some point, because they're pretty cool. I never can find a good way to integrate them into the house without looking kind of silly, so yeah. Anyway, oh, there we go. So I'm expanding the 3rd floor. I think that bit of the 3rd floor that you can see there I expanded on the right side does stay. So, yeah, that's a fun fact right there. And what am I doing? I don't even know. I'm changing the roof color. That's a fun fact. I think the roof color in the end ends up being that gold or something similar to that, but I change it a few times before I settle on it, of course. So that's predictable. And what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm just fixing the half wall. And I feel like me saying I don't know what I'm doing is going to be a very common theme in this video. And yeah, so right here I'm putting in some fountains in the front, and these are pretty cool, especially once I line them up with the pathway, which I'm going to do soon, because right now it just looks silly. And I also put the pool in now. So here's the pool. Pretty nice pool, and I also put some really nice wood kind of trim around it. So that looks pretty neat. And I also put a hot tub as well, so that's pretty cool too. And I also put a patio, or not patio, I put a porch in the back, so that's always nice. Because I do raise up the house on a foundation, so yeah. Yeah, that's one major thing that does change, because right now the house is not on a foundation, so I thought it would look better on a foundation. And right here I'm putting in a bunch of planter beds, which is what those things are with the little half walls. I think they look really cool, so you can see I just put some of those planters in, I put some bushes in them, and it looks really nice. And right here I'm also putting in some more diagonal squares, so they're really diamonds. I'm putting some more of those made out of hedges this time, which I put some plants in later on. So right here comes another bit of detail that I saw some other people doing. I think the Dutch Sims 4 Master did this, which is, it's these shelves and you kind of put them horizontally across, and they actually look pretty cool. So you can see I use those quite a bit here. Where the windows are going to go, and of course I don't keep as many of them as I have right now. I kind of tone it down a bit, but yeah, so anyway, you can see they look kind of cool though. And I also changed the color of them later so they kind of contrast the darkness, like the dark wood behind them, so it looks pretty cool. And right here I'm putting in some windows, I think the first of all the windows on the house, so that's exciting. And there you can see I put some windows in with those kind of bits going across them, and I kind of simplified it a bit. It looked pretty cool. Or it looks pretty cool. And also putting in some more windows and some more windows. I also expand the 3rd floor out the front as well, which you'll see. And there's the front door. Just change the color of it. I do move the front door. It does not stay where it is. You know, of course, anything in this house is open to change at any moment. So, actually, it looks like we're going to begin on the interior. So, the inside of the house ends up having 4 bedrooms, although if you want to, you could expand one of the rooms that Arthur makes a study into another bedroom if you want to. So, really, it's 4 bedrooms, but it could be 5 bedrooms, and it also has 4 bathrooms as well. So, you know, it's a pretty nice-sized home. You know, it's plenty of bedrooms if you want to have a family live here or something like that. So it's definitely a good size. And right here, I'm doing some more interesting curving to the roofs with a roof curving the opposite direction. Isn't that exciting? And that just looks ridiculous. It's like a skate park, you know, like where people skate on those kind of like curving parts. There's probably a name for them. I just don't know. I'm not a skater, so a skateboarder. Whatever. So yeah, I'm putting in some stairs now, and there's just like a nice staircase that leads upstairs, of course, and also a really nice open area, as you can see here, which becomes the dining room, which looks really cool in the end, as you'll see in part 2, I'm sure. And yeah, so right here I'm just putting a staircase up to the 3rd floor, which that staircase moves around quite a bit. And you know, the floor plan, especially of the 2nd floor, changes a lot because I was just messing around with it, and because the rooms were kind of funky shapes, had funky shapes, so, you know, it's just the way it is. It's the way it always is when I furnish houses. It's not furnish houses, but at least lay out the floor plan of houses. I always build them from the outside, and then I come to the interior and I'm like, wow, this is a weird shape, and then I have to kind of work around that. So, yeah, it's kind of fun though. It presents a challenge, so that's kind of cool. And right here, change the roof color to white. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just messing around with the roof some more. Oh, there we go. There's the angled roof, as you can see, which also does not stay. So, yeah, I do end up having angled roofs, but not quite in the way it is now. And, you know, I thought it looked kind of cool, but then I came back a few days later and I'm like, this does not look cool at all. So, yeah, it's kind of all over the place. And oh, there's the grass. You can see I put some grass on the roof. I do that quite a bit. And also here I'm putting some dining tables in these half walls to kind of make it look like it's filled in there. I don't keep it that way, but it is a cool thing that the Simified did in one of his builds, and I thought that was really neat. I wanted to give it a go, and then of course the game glitched out, so I had to delete all the tables and put them all back in, and then only later to think, oh no, this looks hideous, I'm going to get rid of all the tables again. So, oh dear. Yeah, so right here, I'm going to put the tables back in, and then get rid of them again, so yeah. But it's kind of a cool idea, so it looked cool, but I didn't like it too much. So anyway, we're just expanding that flower bed on the front there because I got rid of the stupid roof that was on the ground. And I think, oh yeah, here we're expanding, nope we're not. I was about to say we're expanding the 2nd floor, which we do expand it, but I wasn't doing that then. And we can see I changed all the roof trim to black here, as you can see, so that's exciting. And I'm just, I'm just finishing up the trim, making sure it's all black, which looks pretty cool. I like the black trim. And right now, I'm going to just change the kind of shelving pieces that I put in to a light color, so they kind of contrast all the black on the house, and it looks pretty cool, so I like the way that turned out. So you can see here, I'm just changing all these shelves, and they look pretty nice. So, yeah, this house, it's still kind of far from how it turns out in the end, because right now, it's kind of a mess still, but we're close. We're close to the final shape, I think, so that's exciting. Yeah, so what am I going to do next? Oh, putting some columns in. So yeah, these columns don't stay, but I do try them out. So I really love putting columns on houses, especially like on the corners of walls and stuff, but those tend to work better on like traditional styled houses and stuff, so I ended up getting rid of all the columns, and yeah, because they just looked a little silly. So yeah, anyway, here I'm moving the hot tub out, so that's exciting, so a bit more space around the hot tub. That's always fun, and yeah, so anyway, I'm putting some columns inside, which actually do stay. That's a fun fact. So I do keep the columns inside, and I'm also putting some trees in those planters, or those hedge planters things. I don't even know. Oh, there goes the roof. That was predictable. And here I go. I'm expanding the 3rd floor, as I said I would. So I'm expanding the 3rd floor out the front, so you can see it kind of mirrors what's on the 2nd floor, and it does create a really nice master suite up on the 3rd floor too, so there's plenty of room for that, and you'll see that in part 2. It looks pretty cool. And right here I'm just kind of moving back that stone wall thing, and right here I'm just expanding the roof out, and I think that flat roof stays, except I do put another roof on top of it, like an angled one, so you'll see that. And I just got rid of all the dining tables that were in between the half walls. And here I was going to expand out the second floor out the back, but I end up not doing that. But I do expand it out the side here, so I do move this wall out because that just wasn't enough space upstairs, so I just added another bedroom by moving that wall out. And I also end up adding a balcony out over the porch here, so you can see there's a nice balcony there, and that's off one of the bedrooms too, so that's pretty nice. Actually, I think all the bedrooms have balconies. Actually, no, I take that back. I think 2 of the 4 bedrooms have balconies, so you know, that's still pretty nice. So plenty of outdoor space on this house as well, and also a pretty nice view too. There's like a nice pond in the back there, so that's nice. Anyway, I think the roof, we're actually looking like we're getting close to the final roof here. Ooh, yes, I think we are. So that's exciting. So you can see here I'm doing some angled roofs, and I am going to change the color of them, of course. Also, yeah, this front part here I changed quite a bit too, and I end up adding a balcony out the front, so it does not stay the way it is right now. And I think I'm going to do that pretty soon, but probably not right now. I don't know. What do I know? So anyways, adding some roof trim. Here we're choosing the color of the roof. I don't immediately go for the gold, but I do change it to that later. And here I'm messing around with the front door placement because I wasn't too happy with it. So this, I think, is kind of where I moved the front door. Because, yeah, so I ended up putting it on an angle at first and then was like, nope, that still makes no sense. So I ended up moving it just to the front of the house as any normal house would have it. So, yeah, you'll see I end up doing that. Oh, here we go. We're moving the pathway, and you can see how cool that looks once I align it all properly. So the pathway kind of like goes on an angle, and there's like the fountains and the hedge areas. I'll move those too. They kind of create a nice diamond pattern on the front lawn, which looks pretty cool, and you'll see that. Anyway, you can see I'm moving the roof around, or expanding the roof, and I think this is close to what the final roof ends up being, so that's pretty exciting. And yeah, so just adding some trim in, and just a bit of detail here and there, and yeah, so I think the house is getting kind of close to where it ends up being. So just adding some more half walls and some more grass inside there. Of course, I do change up some of the flat parts of the roof too, because you know, it's looking a bit bland right now. And here we go. So I think this is the point where I start, messing around with the front of the house here. And I end up moving the front door and changing those windows there to a balcony. So it looks kind of better. It looks a lot better. So you'll see that. And right here, oh, there we go. I just raised the house up on a foundation. I put it back down and then I raised it back up. And yeah, a little all over the place. Anyway, you can see I did do something kind of weird there in the front, but I do change that, of course. And here I'm just cleaning up the side, kind of wrapping the walls around, so it looks kind of cool. Like the windows there are kind of like set in. I thought that looked pretty cool. And of course, up at the top there is a balcony for the master bedroom, because of course the master bedroom has to have a balcony. And what am I doing here? Changing the roof color. So you can see the roof color is now different. It does not look anything like it does now in the end. I changed the roof colors a lot more as we go along. And yeah, so here I was going to add another roof there, but I did not do that because it looked bad. So there it goes. And yeah, I'm about to change the front, I hope, because it looks a bit silly right now. But I don't know. What do I know? I said that before too. Jeez, I'm all over the place. Anyway, I'm putting some more windows in. That's exciting. More windows. Kind of mixing things up a bit. Also putting some windows on the side there with some more of those shelving units to make it look kind of like a horizontal trim piece. Looks pretty cool. And right now, I was going to change this part to green, and I think I do that briefly, and it looks pretty bad. I tried orange, then I tried green, and then I end up going back to the wood color because I realized that was the best color in the first place. So yeah, I don't know. I was trying to make the green match the grass color, but there's no creative style and there's no color wallpaper that matches that, so I just gave up on it. And here I'm doing something funky. Look at that. That looks interesting, but it does not stay that way either. So yeah, so I'm about to change it hopefully to a balcony because you'll see it looks way better because this was just weird. I don't know. Anyway, so I put some flowers here and I get rid of them because I didn't like them. So you'll see that too. So ends up nothing being in there. But here I'm putting some bushes in the planters, so that looks pretty cool. And, oh, wait, here we go. I think the balcony is evolving. and there's somewhat of a balcony, and it's expanding. There we go. So there's the balcony that I end up doing, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. And I put some columns, I think, and I moved the front door. There we go. There's the front door now in a much better location. I also changed the color of it, but I do change the color back. So, and there's a nice little front porch thing there, and some columns. So I think I get rid of the columns though. I don't know. Anyway, it looks pretty good. It looks way better anyway than it did before. So as you can see, the front makes a lot more sense now that we have a yeah, there go the columns. That we have a front door that faces the street and a nice kind of balcony there. It's just much improved. So, oh, the roof color, it changed to gold. I did not even notice that, but there you go. There's the gold roof. And right now I'm just going to add some more half walls to the roof. So you can see I'm doing that here. And I do kind of finish it off a bit more, polish it a bit better. But yeah, so you can see the house is finally looking better. So it looks pretty good now. And I'm just going to add some more half walls there to kind of section it off a bit better. So you can see some grass bits in there still. It looks pretty cool. I don't know, I thought it was nice. I guess if you download the house, you could put some plants on the roof or something if you want to. There's not really a point to that, but it would look cool. And right here, there's the balcony out the back, as you can see, just adding a half wall around that so your Sims don't just fall off. Although it would be kind of cool to jump off that balcony into the pool, though I imagine that would probably not be the best idea, probably pretty dangerous, but it would be cool. Right here, as you can see, I'm putting in some walls on the second floor, so I'm putting in the floor plan upstairs, and yeah, the bathrooms were kind of a challenge and a little bit of an afterthought because I just kind of like crammed in a couple bathrooms wherever I could, but it still is pretty good. So anyway, here's the third floor, and this is going to be the master suite, which is really nice in the end, really large, and has a whole level all to itself, which is pretty cool. And you can see there's the balcony there, and I was going to put the bed angled because I thought that would look really neat, but it just took up way too much of the room, so I'm like, nope, not doing that. And then I thought, oh, I could put the angled tub in there. And then I was like, no, that just made no sense. So I ended up not doing any of that. And yeah, I just put it all back and put the bed there. And now I'm putting in some windows upstairs and some windows around the place because only half the house has windows right now. Yeah, so I could use a bit more windows. And just put a little bathroom there and some more windows on the side of the house. Finished up painting it because I didn't do that before. And up there goes the front door, just changed back. And here I'm adding the house on a foundation finally. So the house is just on a one-step foundation, so it's only like one step high. So that means I didn't put any stairs to it because Sims can actually walk up that foundation without stairs. And I couldn't put stairs in the front anyway, even if I wanted to, because it's on a diagonal. So you can see that front area is all diagonal, so I couldn't put stairs there. But I did test it out, and your Sims can walk up a one-step foundation without stairs. So the house is perfectly functional. It all works lovely. Just wonderful. So yeah, I also end up putting a back porch in the back too, so you'll see that. And I expand that little flower bed area as well, that little planter area. And I had to put the pool back in because it raised up the pool too when I put the house on a foundation, so I had to replace the pool. And here I'm putting in a little back patio / porch thing. So, you know, that's kind of raised up over the hot tub area, so that's kind of cool, you know. It's like multi-level, which I thought was kind of nice. And here I'm putting in some foundation coloring, of course, and just touching some things up, putting some more plants in all the planters and stuff, which I think look really cool, and I'm really happy with those. And yeah, see, I was going to put stairs there, but you can't. And there I just changed the color of the porch, so it looks pretty good. And right now, I'm removing some more of those vertical slat thingies that looked so silly, and you know, just kind of simplified it a bit. You can see it looks quite a bit better now than it did like 10 minutes ago, so that's good. And you can see put a little chimney on the roof because that's so nice. And here I'm just moving these planters so you can see like the whole front yard is kind of like in a really cool kind of diagonal formation. I thought it just looked so cool. As you can see, it just looks really neat. Especially if you look at it from top down, it's so cool. And here I'm putting in some plants, just some simple landscaping. I just kind of put some plants around the planters, and then I put some bushes and palm trees inside of them, which looks pretty cool. And you know, it's not like overdone landscaping, especially because we're kind of in the desert technically, since I built this house in Oasis Springs, you know, so you wouldn't really have over the top landscaping or anything, but just something that looks kind of cool. And here I'm just putting in some tiles on those diagonal parts for the pathway and adding a bit of terrain paint just to finish it off. and that looks pretty cool. And around the back here, I'm just coloring inside the pools and the fountains, the pool and the fountain, and putting in some pool ladders and some lights on the ground. I thought the lights on the ground looked pretty cool, because it lit up from the bottom as opposed from the walls. I don't know, I thought that looked pretty cool. And here I'm putting on the last of the windows, I hope, because I put those off for a long time. So I'm putting some windows in. Oops, I just hit F1 there. I keep doing that. It's so annoying. Like, I'm not looking at my keyboard and I go to hit escape, but I hit F1 by accident. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm putting in some more windows around the place, of course, and simplifying some of the windows. So, like, putting just some, like, double wide windows instead of single ones next to each other. So it just kind of simplifies it a bit more. And right here, I do get rid of those plants, so you'll see that probably right now. Yep, there they go, because I just did not like the look of that, so, they're gone. And right now, I think I'm going to change the colors of some parts of the roof there, so I think that's the final roof color. And here, I'm just going to touch up on the floor plan, because the floor plan needed touching up, because there's a little bit of a mess. So I just come in here and improve it a bit, and add some like brick accents inside, which I thought looked pretty cool. And we're almost done, I think. I'm just going to touch up the landscaping a bit more and add some more landscaping and stuff. But I think the structure of the house is finally done. And I know it's been a long video, so I'm sorry it took me so long to build this house, but I think it's worth it because it's a pretty cool house. And yeah, so of course, if you want to watch the furnishing for this house, there will be a link in the description below to check out part 2 on Arthur's channel. And also, while you're at his channel, check out some more of his videos because they're really awesome. And yeah, so you can see here I'm putting in some more plants around another little planter bed here, and some more terrain paint just to kind of finish it off, of course. And I always love to do that. And I'm going to put a little bit more landscaping here. There's a few more plants, and I love that kind of tree with like the spherical leaf formations. That's kind of a weird way to describe it, but it's kind of trimmed in a cool way. I also put some ivy up that wall of the house too, which is just some flower boxes kind of stacked together. I thought that looked pretty nice. And of course, some more terrain paint. You can never have enough terrain paint. It just adds that nice bit of extra detail. And here I'm going to put in some lighting on the house, so just some porch lights by the doors and stuff, so it's not like pitch dark at night, which is nice. And there you go. And right here, I'm still changing up the floor plan. I forgot about this, but yeah, because one of the bedrooms was just way too small, so I came in last minute to like adjust the floor plan a bit. I think Arthur adjusts the floor plan a bit too, because I don't think it stays exactly the way it is now, but the way he does it makes a bit more sense, so you'll see that in his part. And yeah, so I think we're almost done here, adding a few more windows there just to some of the bathrooms because I forgot to do that. And yeah, also removing that little room there, which made no sense. I don't even know why that room was there, but got rid of it. And yeah, so I'm just gonna touch up with a mailbox and stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. There's gonna be some screenshots right about now, like in a few seconds. So just of the outside of the house and stuff, so we'll see those. And here I'm just touching up some more terrain paint, and here's the screenshot. So here's the front of the house. Looks really cool, as you can see. And now we're going to move on to the side of the house. As you can see, it looks really nice. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And now we're going to move on to the rear of the house. So as you can see, there's the back with the pool and the hot tub. It looks really cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Check out part 2, and I'll see you next time. Bye!